Abend an alle unsere lieben Zuschauer und Zuhörer. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our lovely viewers and listeners. And welcome back to our INCRadio Central Europe Satellite Studio. I will be your host today. I am Alicia Bartolome, tuning in live from Heidelberg, Germany. And I am so happy to be your host today. But not only am I the only one, today I have my lovely co-host all the way from Kaiserslautern, not too far away from me. We have one of our brothers here. Hello.
Hello, aloha, kakahiaka, aloha, ahi ahi. That's good evening in Hawaiian. Welcome everyone. My name is Henry, coming all the way from Kaiserslautern, Germany. Originally from Hawaii, but always happy to be here in INC Radio for Central Europe. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us in our another topic conversation that we'll have. But it's not just me. I am not the only male here. I would also like our fellow panelist to introduce himself all the way from Switzerland.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Grüezi miteinander. Hello, I am Abby from Zurich, Switzerland. Glad to be here on INCRadio for Central Europe.
And thank you so much, Evie, for joining us as well as our one and only panelist for tonight. But don't worry, just the three of us will have lots of fun, especially starting with our icebreaker. So Kuya Tech, if we can show our icebreaker already so that we can already get right into it. So today we will be playing Guess What I Am? Recharge edition, perfect to our topic later on. So the instructions, very simple. So I will be reading a clue out loud, and you will have to guess what this recharge method is, or relaxing method. So if we're all good, Kuya Tech, if we can show the first clue. So our first clue is, I hum quietly as I spin, round and round. You won't find me in the living room, more like the laundry room. I am part of your clean and fresh routine. What am I? Anyone have a guess already? Maybe Abby?
I don't know if it's something relaxing, but it sounds like a dryer.
Okay, could be a dryer. Okay. How about you, Henry? Same guess or something else?
I don't know if it's a relaxing noise. Some people like that buzzing noise of the dryer spinning around, but I definitely believe it's also the dryer.
Okay, I think we have a unanimous answer. Kuya Tech, if you could show us the answer. Is it the dryer? Washing machine doing laundry to relax. Close enough. It's in the category. Dryer is in the category. But yeah, the answer is actually a washing machine or doing the laundry to relax. Good one though. Kuya Tech, can we have the next clue? So the next one is, I take you to other worlds without moving your feet. I don't speak, but my stories are deep. You often meet me before bed or on a lazy afternoon. What am I? I think I know this one, but I'll let you guys first. Evie?
It's a book for me.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. How about you, Henry?
No, I don't really like to read, so reading is not really my favorite hobby. But definitely, I think it is a book. That's probably the answer.
Okay, I'm not gonna say I'm offended by your statement of not liking to read. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I love reading as well. I do it to enjoy myself as well. But I think it's a book. Kuya Tech, can we have the answer to this one, please? It is a book. So this one was easier than the other one. Okay, good job. Then our next and final clue, I believe, Kuya Tech, if we can have that, please. So I smell like lavender. I feel warm on your face. I usually show up during self-care. What am I? I know. I believe all the males are all looking at each other, or the boys in the live chat are like, I don't
What,
know what this.
what do we put on our face, Evie? I don't put anything on my face ever.
I do put something after the shower, but it doesn't smell like lavender. It's more a natural smell. But I think it's lotion with lavender, cream with lavender smell or scent. I don't know.
Okay, lotion, cream. Is that for you too, Henry?
The only things that goes on my face is my glasses. So I don't know what else to put on my face that smells like anything really. So I don't really have an answer for this one at all.
Okay, okay. Cream or lotion is good enough. Kuya Tech, can we have the answer to this one? It's it's a face mask. Okay, I actually also thought it was gonna be cream or lotion. A good guess, good guess. Face mask. I actually forgot about that. It is part of your skincare usually. But for all those curious or anyone else who would like to chime in on their recharging or relaxing methods, I know a lot of us, or a lot of us females, like doing skincare to relax. Leave all your tips and all your hacks to relaxing and recharging after a long day in the live chat, and hopefully we can read that as well during our topic conversation, which is about how do you recharge after a long day. So, jumping right into our topic conversation. Evie, I would like to ask you, what is the first thing you do when you get home after a long day?
For me, after coming home from a long day of work, coming home from the office, is the first thing I do is I change into my house clothes. So that's the first thing that relaxes me. It gives me the feeling that I'm at home, and it gives me a feeling of being relaxed.
So, besides, I know comfy clothes is part of our routine when we of course get home. We want to be comfy in the comfort of our home, of course. So changing our clothes is part of that. What is your go-to activity once you do get home and you get into your comfy clothes? What is an activity or your go-to activity that instantly helps you when to help you relax? Some like music, some like reading. As I mentioned, I do like reading. What is that go-to activity for you?
So after changing my clothes, the first thing I'd like to do is sit on the couch for about maybe 15 minutes. That keeps cools me down, and then I turn on the TV, but not because I'm really interested in seeing what's on the TV, but the for me it's the noise, hearing the TV, where it gives me the sense of relaxation that I'm at home, I'm in a place that I know. So I might be sitting around for maybe 15 minutes with the TV on, and I sometimes browse through my phone or for any activities that I might have missed or things that I have to do, still have to do, or things that I might have to do in the coming days. But those are the things that immediately relax me. So changing my clothes, sitting down for about 15 minutes, turning on the TV, having a familiar sound. Those are the things that relax me when I get home after work.
So you and me, I mean, we're very alike. We work in the same industry. We have very similar jobs, and in our family situation is very the same. When we come home, it's not that peaceful. It's actually kind of noisy. We have our kids, we have our children running around. Uh, how much time do you actually have to really take a break, try to inhale and try to refresh your mind before we're fathers. We have to respond to our kids. We have to respond to our responsibilities. Do you have the chance to pause and refresh and even recharge for a little bit, or do you just have to respond immediately to your kids and make dinner? Or like, what's your routine like? How do you describe what happens the moment you get home?
Exactly. Those are the things. Like I get home, I get changed, and those first 15 minutes are mine, I would say. So it's like when you see me sitting there on the couch, it's not because I'm lazy, but then it's the time that I cool off. It's like first 15 minutes I'm there. The kids might be shouting or someone might need something from me, but I'll still be on that couch for the until the 15-minute run out where I can say, okay, I'm home now. Now it's time to switch from work mode to being at home mode, and then I can, help whoever needs something at home. I can take time for my kids and also for my wife. And if it's time for dinner, then it's time to prepare dinner. But I need like this transition from getting home, 15 minutes, take a break, relax, and then next phase of the day.
It really, it's for me. It's kind of hard to say my routine because when they get home, like the children or my two daughters, sometimes they're in their own world, so I can go into my own world and transition just like you. And then some days I'm immediately struck with questions or requests or sometimes demands, from the family. Us as fathers, there's certain things that we have to respond to, certain things that. That's our responsibility to go fix the toilet or to get the barbecue grill ready or to help them pick something so high because they can't reach it and we're usually the tallest ones in the family, so we have to respond to those things. But I'm also like you, very similar, where i need I need some time to refresh. I need some time to recharge, even if it's only an additional 5% of energy. I just need some water. I need a second cup of coffee. I need that transition time, just like you said. So you said you also get into your comfy clothes. You get into that period where you just need to, okay, I'm home. I'm not at work. I'm here with my family. Is there any other things that you like to do, like exercise, or you like to do to just capture your mind to put you in a different place, like watching a favorite show, or do you actually sometimes go back into career mode, like I need to enhance my career, I need to study for something, i need to I need to see what's going on in the news, and just, does your mind really shut off, or do you really enter a different peaceful state? Where does your mind go after you get home and you start to transition? Are you more of a, I need to do something fun, I need to do something engaging, or I just really need to just relax and kind of recharge?
Well, it depends on the day of the week. If it's weekend, it's different than from when it's on a weekday, because I know on the weekday I can't do really much if I wanted to do something right after work. So for weekdays, like after relaxing, recharging, and that's the time I switch over to family mode. And if anyone needs anything from me in family, then I try to, of course, help them or to be there for them. But then I always have I don't know if it's an IT thing, but then I always have an eye or an ear open for things that I might see or hear. Like if I see something in the news that is interesting, then the next free minute, if no one needs anything from me, then I might go research about it. If there's a new technology that I hear on news or a new software or a new app, then I would, yeah, if it's after dinner, I make time again for myself and say, okay, because it's also relaxing for me to research things. If I have questions on my mind to figure out or know the answers, then you might find me also back on the computer, even though I just came home from work and researching things where I have questions about and um, trying to find out the answers to those questions, maybe.
What's funny, us computer guys, is that you would think that when we get home, we don't want to see the computer anymore. But sometimes we actually just go back right back to the computer.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It can be a bad thing sometimes, maybe for our eyes. Maybe we just need to look out at the horizon, or out at some nice scenery, because we're just staring at glass all the time. Uh, there's good and bad to it. I think if your mind is running somewhere, either to chase educational curiosity, where you want to keep on learning something because your mind is so interested, it helps your career, and it basically enhances your ability to go to the next level, whether it be for something at work, something for your kids, and how they're doing their assignments, because even the educational technology is increasing more and more. um, personally for me, there are days where like I really just don't want to learn, and I've noticed one of our comments in here. If I can find that comment, Kenjin Libunao, to recharge after a long day, I like to be a couch potato. Well, being a couch potato, it's a great feeling sometimes to just kind of just sit on the couch and to just relax and to let everything kind of defrost from your mind, defrost the stress that you went throughout the day, and especially like was also said, make yourself a good cup of tea or coffee when no one's bothering you for even for a short period of time. It's that moment of peace where you are allowed to just defrost and release. And once you get that moment of recharge, then then the children can come, mommy, daddy, can you help me do this? Can you? Oh, okay, I'm good now. Then you can actually respond to their needs. Do you experience something like that, Evie? Like once you get that moment of peace, where you sit in your comfortable clothes, you listen to music or watch a show, or you research something that you're genuinely interested at. After you have that transitional recharge, how do you feel, and how are you able to respond to the needs of your family after you have your moment?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just 15 minutes where after I get home or after I come back from something stressful, that if I have these 15 minutes for myself where I can relax and cool down, after that, I'm fine. We can do whatever you want. We can fix your problems. We can research things for you. We can help you with your homework. Then that's okay for me. But then sometimes it's when of course we have kids and they might not understand the current situation, that there's relaxing involved at the moment, and they're like, you're just 5 minutes in and they're like, we got to do it now. They're pulling you and they're like coming back at you all the time, where yeah, you find it hard, right, to relax, and then you don't have this point where you're like, okay, I'm good now, I'm at home, and it kind of, the stress kind of continues until you find another point afterwards where you can sit down again and continue your winding down phase.
Yeah, sometimes the when the children, when I completely understand this, both of us as fathers, that depending on what they ask for, sometimes it can put you in a more energetic phase. I'll say the word energetic because that encompasses everything. Basically, as a father, we just have to respond whatever the situation will be. Personally, for me, because my children like to play a lot. For example, rollerblades. I ended up getting my own set of helmet, pads, and rollerblades so that it's also exercising, energetic for me to do something with them, to share with them. So let me just read another comment that was also mentioned by Lizette Augustine. One of the things that they like to do is sit at the table, put on some music, and just look outside of the window and just enjoy the moment. And I think that's what me and you need to do, bro, is to just kind of look at the window instead of looking at a screen with too much information. It's a little mental overload. So I guess let me ask you this question: do you feel sometimes that we're IT guys and we process a lot of information in our heads during the day? People ask us a lot of questions. Do you ever get information overload at work where you just don't want to get any more information when you get home? And what what other activities do you like to do that do not include technology or a screen or a monitor or a phone?
Yes, if there are like at work, if there are projects that are very difficult, or where things don't work the way you want them to work, things don't go the way you want them to go, then of course there's a lot of thinking involved. And at work, I do sometimes hit this stage where I'm like overthinking, or I'm overloaded with things I'm trying to figure out. But I've trained myself to, when I say, I work till, let's say, 9 to 5, and when it's 5 p.m., then it's time for me to switch to home mode and switch off work mode. So that has helped me a lot in overcoming these kind of things of overthinking or overloaded thinking and stress. It helps me to relax. So Those are the things that I always look out. So when I say, okay, work mode is off, then I'm not working anymore. I try not to bring it home. I try to find time then for my family or the other things that I'm planning to do. And as I mentioned earlier, it depends on what day. So if it's on weekends, then I try not to spend time in front of the computer. I spend time with my family. We try to go out. Being here in Switzerland, we have a lot of beautiful mountains, places you can visit. And something that a lot of Swiss people also do is on weekends is they walk. You know, you have the German word spazieren, or to stroll around. That's something that I also love to do when I don't have to work. Try to, of course, get off-screen time and spend time with my family. So those are the things that I do. I live in a small town, and we just walk around the town, or we walk to places where you can do a lot of walking or sightseeing.
And that's definitely something that I've seen a lot here in Germany. Being from Hawaii and coming here, one of the first things we noticed was there's always people walking wherever I go, and I really have to be careful when I drive through the streets in the neighborhood, because there's just a lot of people walking, and it's a really healthy thing. It's a really good thing. It's just the whole family walks together, and I really appreciate that. And for all those who are tuning in, please feel free to comment. What do you like to do to recharge after a long day? Please share in the comments ways that you recharge yourself. We all have a stressful day, or we go through a full day of work, activity, school, things to do, whether you work days, whether you work nights. We have to come home. We need to get that few moments to just recharge ourselves. So in the comments, please feel free to share how you recharge yourself so that you can respond to the other things that you need to respond to, whether it be your duties at church, duties in the church, your duties to your family, to whatever needs that you have, and roles, responsibilities. This is one way that we'd like to share. We all recharge in our own different ways. We all like to engage in hobbies that make us feel a little bit more rejuvenated, a little bit more happy, just to bring the energy back to us. Are there those who like to exercise? I'm sure there's a lot of people here who like to go walking, like to go to the gym, who like to go eat. And I can see in the comments, we go out from Alex. We go out and eat something sweet like summer ice cream with lots of whipped cream. So that's the type of thing that, especially my children, we enjoy all of that. We enjoy to when we hear the ringing bells of the ice cream truck that comes through our neighborhood, and we all get excited, and the kids are screaming. Is there something, Evie, that for your family, because it's not just you, everyone in the family needs to recharge. So when you all come home, whether the kids come home from school, you see your wife, what are ways that you recharge as a family that you routinely do, and how much does it impact how you, as a father of the household, to have to ensure that everyone's recharged? How important is it that everyone in your family recharges?
Um, One way, which is also a routine for us to recharge, especially for my whole family, is attending our worship services. Since we have worship services 2 times a week, one during the weekday, one during the weekends, and attending those worship services helps us to calm down whatever problems or whatever workloads we're facing. Being able to attend it during the weekdays helps me calm down, get back down to from a hard day's work. And also, especially for my children, they have a whole week of school, and being able to attend the children's worship service, and us preparing for that moment to be able to attend worship services calms us down too. One of my favorite routines is always, since I'm also in the choir, is to prepare my hymns for the worship service. Those are my favorite, like, cool down routines, where I also have time for myself again, where also for my children, I help them also prepare the hymns. My wife helps them prepare the hymns. Those are like favorite moments that we look forward to at the end of the week, which helps us cool down to get back and to relax us as a family.
Definitely agree with you there. Yeah, as a fellow choir member myself, that peaceful moment where you have to reorganize your hymns and put everything together, and then your children, or for me, my daughter, she's also CWS choir. Daddy, can you help me put my hymns together? Oh, Daddy, I can't find my hymn. All those little things, that moment of preparing for the worship services, and for the children preparing for the children's worship service. That preparation, that routine, it already transitions us to another state of preparing to worship God on the weekends. Definitely, as a family, we're also for my family as well. We charge all together, every Sunday as we go through that drive on our way to the worship service. Uh, it's a nice moment of peace to get our minds uh, in the right frame of mind, and that's a recharge in itself. And that's one thing with Germany is there's a lot of long drives, so the drives can sometimes be tiring. But I've actually learned to let that itself be a recharge. And with all the kids sleeping on the way, and even on the way back, they're falling asleep, they're recharging already through that way. So definitely, totally agree there about that as a family, that we're recharging that way. Sister Alicia, are there any comments that you're finding in our chat about different ways of recharging?
Actually, there is a lot of comments. I can't mention everyone, but some of the comments I've seen, it's a very relatable topic. So a lot of the comments have been actually some of the ones we've mentioned as well. So, for example, for Bon Calvello, after a long day of work, what I do is look for my microphone. I think that means he likes to do karaoke, I believe, or just like Abby, window shops for more equipment. Either way, great way to relax. Um, Another thing that Sister Lisette Augustine said was how she recharges is she likes to sit down on a comfy sofa, get her favorite Earl Grey tea, a bread with different toppings, and turn on the TV. It's the little happy moments. That is very true. It's always those little happy moments in between, just like how we mentioned as well earlier. Since we're all choir members, for example, here, right? Those little moments when doing or reorganizing our hymns, right? It's really the little moments that count. Another comment from Sister Linda Calvello, feet up for a while and have a power nap. I think a lot of our comments were about having a power nap. I know Sister Annalyn Newman also wrote she likes to do a power nap. I agree with that comment as well. I think we all deserve also sometimes a power nap after a long day. Another comment from Kariza Jamoner, might a bit be strange, but listening to loud music after a long day relaxes me. It's not too strange. I also like listening to music. So, and I think depending, of course, what kind of music we listen to, I think any type of music can be very calming. I personally listen to piano renditions or covers that helps me relax as well. So listening to music is also a great way that we haven't mentioned yet. Um, Sister Kenjin Libona also said, laughter therapy aids me to recharge too by watching stand-up comedy videos. Hashtag Berlin, hashtag Meissen. So laughter helps also a lot. This is not only about how we spend time by ourselves or spend time by with our family. Laughter also does make a big difference when recharging or just relaxing from a hard day, especially when we do get mentally tired or physically tired as well. Um, Life is busy, so it is unavoidable that we get mentally tired and physically exhausted as well. So I'd like to ask Evie, when those rare moments happen that we do get into that groove or get into that slump of being mentally tired and physically exhausted, what is one thing you do that helps you out of that?
um, when I'm mentally tired is what I mentioned to Henry earlier is really being able to attend the worship services, because no matter how tiring the day was, no matter how problematic any challenge was, attending the worship services on a weekday or on a weekend helps you really calm down, because it's something that I'm familiar with. It's something that I know makes me feel good, especially being able to attend worship services, listening to the words of God, and being able to perform my duties. Most of all, that is something I always look forward to being able to do. And when I'm at the worship service or attending the worship service, is just being there itself is always like calming to me. It gives me reassurance. It pulls me back down on my feet and helps me to relax. So that's why very important for me. Something I always do, something I never miss, is attending the worship services.
Very well said, Evie. Also, great advice. Attending the worship service is such an important thing, and is not always overlooked, which is very always beautiful to see as well, since attending the worship services gives us always the strength, renewed strength that we need, right? Especially as officers, it's always sometimes a hard day for us, especially when there's a lot going on. But just attending the worship services and listening is just very refreshing and very uh, gives us another wake up, and kind of also yeah, a new refreshed self, like everything is going to be okay and there's nothing to worry about, which is always great after attending the worship services. But of course, we've mentioned so many things to relax and so many things to recharge, especially when it comes to spending time with our family. We have a lot of ice cream lovers here as well. I saw in the comments who love to, for example, like Henry and his family, when they hear the ice cream truck, that ice cream is their go-to, and spend family time together. And just walking outside, taking a stroll is also a form of relaxing. But sometimes we also like to go a little bit beyond and do something extra for ourselves. We like to call that our treat ourselves or treat yourself moments. I personally, when I can and when I allow myself to, I like to buy more books for me to read. Even though I have a long list of unread books, I still sometimes like to splurge when I can on books when I am able to. I actually want to ask Henry first before I go to Evie. What is your one treat yourself moment that you allow yourself once in a while?
Uh, that's a hard question because I'm very moody. It really depends on what I'm feeling that moment in time. Like the weather will affect it, my hunger will affect it. Sometimes it will just be getting a nice burger. Sometimes it will just be walking through the electronics store, even though I'm not gonna buy anything. Just walking through the electronics store, it really like it makes my gear spin as to what I could do to with it, even though I can't afford it. It's just a nice stroll. It really depends. It's really just to stimulate that part of my mind or my hunger or that moment in time. Uh, it could be something like a long drive to another country just for the moment to go get a pastry or something. It really just depends on that time. But the fact that I'm able to go ahead and have that time to myself and to be able to do that, I think that's the recharge in itself. Is that moment of being able to satisfy that level after completing something. Of course, I'm not going to indulge myself only in those things constantly. It has to be a reward. It has to be after accomplishing something that was a challenge in that day or even for that week.
Yes, that makes absolute sense, Henry. Especially when we have a hard day or we've completed something. I think it's all the more rewarding when you treat yourself to something that you've been wanting or that you've been saving up for. it feels different when you just get it and there's nothing behind. There's no incentive, so it makes sense, and it makes it all the more special or we're more rewarding feeling when it's after you've accomplished something. So very well said. How about you, Evie? What is your ultimate treat yourself thing or moment that you do once in a while?
Yeah, very funny because I also have the same thing like what Henry said earlier. It's like I don't necessarily go to the shop, but then for me, it's like I browse online and I like shopping for gadgets, tech stuff, especially if there's maybe projects for the church going on. And recently, there's a music video that we were going to shoot, and I thought that maybe I need a glide cam. So something that I treat myself with was shopping online, looking if there's any deals that I could pick up. And you know how gadgets are expensive, right? They're not like cheap. And I always think twice, should I get it? Should I not get it? But then if there's this moment where you deserve it, you can treat yourself. That's when I, say, okay, this time I'm gonna grab this gadget for myself. So those are the things that or that's one of the things, my ultimate thing if I want to treat myself is then buying one of those gadgets that might be expensive, but then I say I might need it for the church, so why not? And I grab it.
I think when Ebby has his treat himself moments, I think it's a benefit for all of us because for those who don't know, Ebby is one of our great district multimedia video editors, and he has always the best gadgets and the best toys. And when he treats himself, it's a treat for all of us who get to work with better equipment and cooler equipment as well on cool projects as we had our INCMV as well, or our In Cinema, which is really, if he has a treat himself moment, then it's a treat yourself moment for all of us district multimedia. But some of the comments, I see so many already. I'll name a few. For example, Sister Irene Calvello, her treat myself moment as a first-time mom is would be taking a long bath. For all the first-time parents or the first-time parents to be, that is very essential. And to have those moments for yourself is sometimes challenging, but taking a long bath, that is a good treat yourself moment, Irene. Then from Kenjan Libo now again. At the end of the day, it's relaxing to engage in devotional prayer to give thanks and praise to our Lord God Almighty for the gift of life. Very true, very well spoken as well. On our what we was previously said as well. On our topic conversation. Another thing is taking a walk with your camera and taking time to enjoy the scenery as well as capture the beauty, especially during golden hour, is a huge treat for me. Also from Sister Kenjin. So keep all your comments coming, and do not forget to include your hashtag from your cluster so that you can also be included for our top 3 clusters challenge next week. But also stay tuned for our next coming segments, German is Fun and our top 3 clusters challenge, as well as our CFO in action, which we will proceed with shortly after our short station break. Kwiatek?
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
It's 12 midnight. Tired of mindless scrolling? Tune in to Faith and Melody on INCRadio YouTube channel. Tuesdays to Fridays, 12 midnight Philippines. For thoughtful conversations that strengthen our faith and listen to inspiring INC original music. Become a part of the warm and loving community we call Ohana, or family, because we are in this together in faith and melody.
Tired of feeling your worst? Ready to take control of your health? Then tune in to Health Matters, the show that covers it all. Mondays, get glowing with Dr. Miriam Isla and the latest in skincare. Tuesdays, Dr. J.M. Cruz tackles your adult health questions. Wednesdays, it's family time with Dr. Owi Perez. Thursdays, Sister Mentinio and Sister Calorpangan guide you to emotional well-being. And Fridays, discover the power of natural medicine with Dr. Erwin Torres and Sister Cheche Brinosa. Health Matters, Monday to Friday at 10:30 a.m. Subscribe now and start living your healthiest life.
And welcome everyone back to our show this evening. Now we're going to introduce one of our favorite segments, a segment I should probably take a lot of notes in, as not being a fluent German speaker myself. Once again, we're going to show you one of our favorite segments, German is Fun. Goetek?
German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. Hello everyone, guten Tag. Wie geht's euch? Willkommen zu Deutsch macht Spaß. Welcome to German is Fun. I'm Sister Malu Francisco, welcoming you to another edition of Fun Session Learning Basic German. German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. Our lesson for today is about summer and winter time. We'll learn German words and expressions about changing from summertime to wintertime in Germany and other Central European countries. Our first word for today is time. In German, auf Deutsch, Zeit. Zeit. And we spell it this way, Z as in zebra, E-I-T. And remember, the combination of E-I in German is I. The next word is time change. In German, auf Deutsch, Zeitumstellung. I'll say the word syllable by syllable. Please repeat after me. Zeit. Second syllable, Stellung. Once more, Zeitumstellung. The change to summertime or Sommerzeit happens in spring. Sommerzeit is the word for summertime. It's also called daylight saving time in English, or DST, auf Deutsch, Sommerzeit. First syllable, Zeit. The stress is on the first syllable, Sommerzeit. Summertime begins on the last Sunday of March. The time is adjusted forward from 2 o'clock in the morning of Sunday to 3 in the morning of Sunday. Time springs forward. German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. From summertime, the time changes to wintertime, and that happens in autumn. Winterzeit. Winterzeit. The stress is on Win, on the first syllable. Winterzeit. Or what you call Normalzeit. Normalzeit. The stress is on the second syllable. Mal. Normalzeit. Wintertime begins on the last Sunday of October. Wintertime happens in the fall. It falls back. Instead of springing forward, it falls back. From 3 o'clock in the morning, it will return to 2 o'clock in the morning of Sunday. German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß. This has been today's episode of German is Fun, Deutsch macht Spaß. Ich bin Schwester Malu Francisco. Ich danke euch fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal on German is Fun, Deutsch macht Spaß. Bleibt gesund. Tschüss. German is fun. Deutsch macht Spaß.
Hello, and welcome back to INCRadio Central Europe Satellite Studio. And thank you so much, Miss Malu, for once again hosting our German is Fun episode. I think German is Fun is always our favorite part of our INCRadio program. And it's so timely as well. For our daylight savings was today or yesterday, kind of. So if you have not yet already, make sure to change the time on your clocks that don't change automatically. So you are always still on time for work and for worship services. But anyways, moving on, we have our next segment, which is CFO in action. Priyatek, can we have it, please? So for our CFO in action today, pretty short and sweet and very precise, we have our launching of our INCMV, which will be in April 6th, which I believe is already next week. For those who don't know what INCV stands for, it is INC Music Video. So I would like to shout out our cluster in Switzerland, our Zurich brethren there, who performed and showed their talents in our recent music video project. So a round of applause to them who participated, especially as well one of our panelists who is from Zurich himself. So thank you so much for all of those who participated, and make sure to promote and to watch our launching next week, and stay tuned. Make sure to like and comment and share with all of your loved ones and your friends and your family, so that we can show the talent of Central Europe, especially here in Switzerland. So if I'm not missing anything else, I think we have one more segment that everyone has been waiting for, which is to know something from last week. Henry, could you help me remind me what that was again?
So we've come to the part of our program this evening where some of us are wondering, did we win last week? So we're about to find out right now. Were you part of the top 3 clusters? Let's find out right now. Kuyatek?
Third place, Frankfurt Cluster. Second place, Heidelberg Cluster. First place, Berlin Cluster.
So congratulations to all of our winners from last week's Top 3 Clusters Challenge. If you have not already, you still have time to still comment so that you can win next week's Top 3 Clusters Challenge. Make sure to not forget your hashtag of your cluster. But sadly, our time together is coming to an end, but not before we have our quick shout out time with our panelists for today. So Evie, you first. Who would you like to shout out?
I would like to shout out to our District Supervising Minister, Brother Joel Catalan, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Jason Dulalas. Also shout out to our Resident Minister here in Zurich, Switzerland, Brother Jay Edick. Shout out also to my family there in Frankfurt, to my family there in Rotterdam, and also to my family here in Zurich and all the panelists and everyone who's been watching. Hello, goodbye, good evening from Zurich, Switzerland.
How about you, Henry? Who would you like to shout out?
As always, shout out to my wife who is just watching right outside this wall over here with my children. They're always tuning in, always supporting the broadcast every time Daddy's on INCRadio. Shout out to Cascat Agustin, fellow Hawaiian brother. Shout out to all those who are tuned in tonight and who are always supporting INCRadio Europe, Central Europe.
Thank you so much, Henry and Evie, especially to Henry, my co-host, and Evie, our panelist for tonight. Thank you so much to our viewers and listeners for tuning in to our INCRadio episode for tonight. And thank you as well to our District CFO Advisor, Brother Scott Augustin, as well. Thank you to our Assistant District Minister, Brother Jason Dulalas, and of course, our District Minister, Brother Joel V. Catalan. We would like to also thank our INC Media Production Chief, Brother Montreal Boy, and our INC Radio Station Manager, Brother Wally Taray. Thank you also to our CFO Coordinator and CEBSI President, Brother Angelo Aranio Manalo. And most importantly, we would like to thank the church administration and our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo. Thank you for watching INC Radio Central Europe Satellite Studio. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
We are presenting the Iglesia ni Cristo Sign Language Guide, Android and iOS version. We gladly introduce the new interface of our INC Sign Language Guide, Android, and the much-awaited iOS version. The INC Sign Language apps is a project of the Christian Society for the Deaf under the Christian Family Organizations Office of the Iglesia ni Cristo Church of Christ. It is a part of the Church's continuous intensive efforts to reach out to and care for the deaf, INC members, and